Hey guys, Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. If you're watching this live, say hello. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the videos, and please leave a little message, even if it's just an emoji, because YouTube will use those algorithms to send Coaching for the Soul around the planet for people who need a lot of coaching for the soul. And check out Bill Hobart for reading specials. 15 minutes for $50. Yep, 30 minutes for $80, and 60 minutes for $110. It's about $50 off each reading. So billhobart.com, check it out. There's all kinds of cool stuff on there. All right, so we'll see who pops on. And there's a lot to talk about today. Lots to talk about today. So we'll see what's going on, who shows up, and yeah. If you're watching it on YouTube, thanks for showing up. It's really important. Really important. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, in Detroit today, right now is 88 degrees. Summer has arrived, and it's kind of wild. And it went from being like 80, no humidity, to now we're in 88 and humid like I'm living in freaking Mobile, Alabama, which I would never do. So, hey Patrick, or hey Pat, hey Nancy, how's it going? How are you guys doing today? Yeah. Cool stuff going on. Probably a short program, maybe a half hour, I'm thinking. Maybe 45. We'll see what happens. Yeah, see what happens. But the energy has been crazy. There's lots of cool stuff that is happening with the energy. It's going to calm down. The fog's going to lift a little bit. Hey, Kimberly. Good. Yeah. So, wait a couple minutes, see who else pops on. Yes. So how's everybody feeling? Feeling good? It's beautiful. I'll take the sun and the heat over cold and rainy, snowy, and 50 degrees every day of the week. Kimberly, I'm good. Lots of transformation. A lot of cool stuff. So, pretty, yeah. Do those meditations, everybody. Do those meditations. They change your life. I'm telling you what, they absolutely do. Hi, Shelly. How's it going? Yeah. Yes. So, I'm going to do 2 minutes more. I'm going to do a little bit, maybe 2 more minutes. So, Daisy's not doing good, Nancy. I was going to talk about that. I'm going to have to set up a GoFundMe page to pay for her surgeries because she needs to have her stomach and her intestines emptied from all the things she's eaten in the past 5 months. Yes. Hi, Kathy. Yeah. So, yeah, they say it's going to cost me probably with insurance, $1,000 to $1,500, my portion, to have her stomach emptied and check her intestines and things like that. She ate something again this past week on Monday that she's in bed right now because she has extremely bad diarrhea again. And at 2 o'clock this morning, I was cleaning it up off the carpet. So, yeah, she woke me up and, Daddy, I went potty. Well, yeah. So, yeah. So, we'll get there. You know, we'll get there. She's a sick little girl. And she's going to be spayed on the 24th. So, again, GoFundMe for that too. Because my portion's quite hefty with the insurance at Banfield. Yeah, so, seatbelt. You know, I thank you, Nancy. If you guys could help me, that'd be great. Because she feels so bad. And you know, she's just 10 months old. So, 10 months old? 10 months old, yeah. She's in a bad state. She's in a bad state. No, she's 10 to 5. Yeah, she's going on 11 months old. Yeah. No, we're in June. Yeah, 10 months old. So, yeah, she's yeah. It taxes on my mind because I want to make sure that she's okay. And I'm trying to keep my head above the water and trying to, you know, because she can only eat white rice and chicken breasts. So, yeah. But she's worth it. she's worth it. She's my baby. When she looks at me with them eyes, she's auburn eyes. They just crushes me. So yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so this week was it Wednesday? Yes. Next week. All right. Next week there is a I believe it is Mercury with Neptune. And you know how we've all been foggy? Like we don't know what day it is, that we don't know, we can't keep our mind focused, things like that. Next week on the 16th, the fog lifts, okay? And that's because of Neptune. Neptune is all about watery, foggy, no groundedness, right? It is just all, confusion, let's say, right? It's be clearing between the 16th and the 21st of next week, all right? And it is them clearing our minds, our energy, our thought process into clearing our minds to see where we're at in our transformation, okay? Seeing that. Because now we're getting into a crucial time where we need to see where we're at, which is pretty high. I'm telling you guys, once that fog clears, you're going to be amazed at how far you've come to the energy in your transformation, which is going to take a shift up, okay? It's going to take a shift up. That the next 6 months are going to be freaking cool, crazy, scary for some people, defying things for others. You'll be able to see, now that you're not in the fog, you'll be able to see basically the truth. You'll be able to see all the chaos. The great thing is we have a position on the perch, right? We truly do. Once fog lifts, we're going to be able to see exactly where we're at, how far we've come, but also understand why we have gone through this transformation that felt like years, and it has been years, but the intensity of 2020, end of 2023, and all of 2024 is genuine. It is truly, they're all spotty today. They want me to come back to that. I don't know why. Okay, we'll come back to it. What are we going to talk about next? Cardinal signs. Okay, makes sense. You should have led with cardinal signs. Well, okay, but you were the one talking to me, so you know what? I'm doing what you're doing. Cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Okay, those 4 signs lead the seasons. That's why they're called. That's why they're called cardinal signs. Now, I've been getting this all week about the cardinal signs, and it's very interesting. We're the coach of the team, okay? All of our souls are old, but the cardinal signs are really old. So if you're an Aries, a Cancer, a Libra, or Capricorn, you're going to be called into a leading role, okay? You're going to be called into, I know, because you've already gone through your shit. You've already gone through it, okay? The majority of it was already gone. Now we're being called into service. Now we're being called into our place, okay? Because we know. And it doesn't matter what you do for a living. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter anything at all. Those 4 signs, which are pretty the know-it-all signs, unfortunately, we kind of have all this random knowledge that we don't know where the hell it came from, but we kind of know it. Some of it's unfiltered, Aries, Libra. Others are controlled, Cancer, Capricorn. We learn to think about what we say, okay? Are going to be called into coaching roles for the collective, okay? For the collective. I had to write this stuff down. Understanding our higher power. Those 4 zodiac signs are the leaders of our higher power. Us stepping into it, right? Us not just going with the flow. And Spirit has talked about this before. Understanding that there are millions of people that are going to be approaching you. They're already doing that now for a lot of people, right? To tell their story. Next 6 months is going to be absolutely monumental, Spirit says, for that. And that's because of what happens in November, okay? It's going to be a cluster. Trust me, it's going to be a cluster. People have all these plans of manipulation, okay? That means that the masses, right, are going to be pushed into WTF, which is they're going to search they're going to search and see their spiritual teacher, their spiritual compass. They're showing me a compass with a thing that pops up, right? I forget what that's called. And people are going to recognize and see, and they're going to run to those people that they don't know, right? Grocery store, the Macy's, the JCPenney, the grocery store, like the grocery store, doctor's offices, things like that. Okay, it's going to become more prevalent where where people are going to see all this light coming out of people, their auras, but also the light coming out of the top of your head. Spirit says, no pressure at all. You're going to be just fine. You're going to speak just fine. You're going to understand that from here in your heart, that your position, your job, is to receive what they tell you and give reassurance. Again, you're not going to be the one that's speaking. They are. You're going to be channeling them. Okay? And a lot of people do that now. They just don't know it. They will have a conversation with someone and someone come out of their mouth and be like, ooh, where'd that come from? Well, guess what? Most of that you just said, you channeled. You channeled. Okay? So that's what's going to happen very, very quickly. Again, it's already the 11th of June. The month is flying by. It's kind of scary. Memorial Day or 4th of July is in 3 weeks. That's half the summer's gone already. What happened? I don't get it. It's kind of freaky, right? Okay, so another thing that will start to freak you out, the masses, I'll say, not us, because we're pretty much good in how we take care of ourselves, right? Is going to be the panic about prices, okay? There's going to be panic on nothing huge is going to happen. The stock market's not going to drop. The currency's not going to go away. There's all these people out there that are talking about all this travesty, all this devastation, all this everything. It could happen. 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 Well, people don't hear it could happen. They hear it's going to happen. Especially if they trust the person they're watching on TV or watching on YouTube or watching wherever or in a group of people. Okay? So it's not going to be crazy, but people are going to freak out about stuff like rent, mortgage payments. Food is dropping, right? And Spirit says that it's all in divine order. It's all in divine order, right? It is for us to get rid of things just like COVID, get rid of things that no longer serve us, right? Getting us out, myself included, getting me out of this apartment after 15 years because I raised my rent to $1,700 a month in an apartment that I lived in for 15 years that hasn't been painted, no new carpet, won't do anything to the apartment until I move out. So so they can get a new person to pay them $700 for a remodeled apartment. Confusing. Right? Do we worry about that? No. No. So far, so good. You got to believe, you got to trust. You got to trust. So if you're in that situation with mortgages or car payments or whatever, right? Something that you need to have, it's going to be fine. If you believe, they'll take care of you. If you do your meditations, if you do your guided meditations, if you do spiritual work on yourself, and that can be as simple as watching card readings on YouTube, because that raises your vibration. You get used to that vibration. So what happens is your vibration rises, the energy out of your body rises, and you're a happier person. You can make yourself be happy. I never believed that stuff until now. I get it. But also, since Lee's been gone, and my friends have been gone, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'll, push most of my friends, all my friends away. And I'm kind of in a place of my dog and myself on an island, which is fine. I understand myself more. I get myself more, right? And I'm okay with what's going on because I know this transformation is going to catapult me someplace else. Do I know where? No. Is it here? I don't know. I don't know. There's a person here that I'm kind of talking to, that lives a little while away. I don't know. I'm trusting because it's what you have to do, that everything is in divine order. Right? Lee exited stage left, friends exited stage right. Okay, awesome. No more barricades, no more destruction, no more stoppages, no more of anything. And when that happens, you're on your way to higher dimensional energy because you've worked on it for so long. Are people still going through this crazy? Oh, trust me. I've had more phone calls in the last week from people who are just, Bill, I don't get it. I can't do anything to make it change because they're in 3D, right? Into 4D, well, let's say 40, because I don't have a lot of third dimensional people that I talk to. Let's say they're in 4D and their head is above in 5D, right? That's where they got to be, right? And their guides are like, okay, she's not willing to lift herself up into 5D because she stopped the progression. She stopped. She said, oh, no, I'm not, okay, my head's up here. Yeah, I don't think I like this here. I don't think I like this here at all. It seems kind of weird. It's kind of floaty. Yeah, I don't really think I want to go back to 4D, maybe 3. No, you can't. You can't. Once you start your ascension, you start your ascension. But I will tell you, 3 of the people that I talk to are exactly that. They're stuck right there. You have to make a decision. It's fear. You can't be fearful. And I know that's a big thing. For me, it is why I'm not living anyplace else but here. I'll tell you that straight up. But I had lessons to learn in that time, right? I'll tell you about those in a minute. I think I might have already had. But all of us are going through this clearing, this transformation that is so very important to us because we don't really understand what's up here yet. We don't know what we're going to have to do, how we're going to be of service, right? So 3 of those people, I believe that 2 of them will ascend. The other will stay with her head above in 5D, and she's paralyzed. Paralyzed. Because she doesn't take care of herself. Have to. Drink your water. Get your sleep, which is really hard to get right now. Really hard to get sleep. Okay? Do your spiritual practices. Do your meditation. I do that Shaolin exercises every morning. That amazing because it raises your vibration. Doing different meditations 3 times a week, 1, 2, right? 1, skip a day, 2, skip a day, 3. If you want to do a quiet meditation on the other days, that's fine. We don't need to do clearing meditation after clearing meditation because your body has to rejuvenate itself. But fear will make you do 2 a day. Oh my God, you can't change it any faster than they have planned. But if you are flowing, right? If you're flowing and you're cool with that as much as you can, because it is absolutely terrifying when you don't have, right? And everybody's in the same spot, you know. And God bless them if they're not. But transformation is hard. The blessing is it's the last time we're going to have to do it in our lifetimes in the future. See? So this right here is the starting line. We're already running the race, Spirit says. You're already running the race. But we forget about that sometimes because of our emotions, right? I mentioned last week or the week before that I started doing a codependency meditation because Spirit's like, I wake up on a Sunday morning. He's like, you got to do it. You got to do that codependency meditation. I'm like, okay. Open up YouTube. First thing on my freaking feed is a codependent meditation, and it's amazing. Amazing. It just makes you break away from your codependency, which I find fascinating. But for most of us, we're at that place where we're getting down to the few tidbits that are still left that we have to overcome, right? Instead of it being this huge mountain of things, no, it's a mound. Spirit said something to me, or I saw it on Facebook, something like that the challenges that we have ahead of us are not that bad because we've grown with the challenges, which is very, very true. I've been doing Coaching for the Soul since 2017. And I look back at those 17, 18, 19. Wow. What a difference than it is today. I can see why I didn't go to Maui. Because I'm a muggle with a voice in my head, just starting out understanding the premise of what I needed to do, what I needed to involve myself in, what I needed to buy into. Because it's all about buying in. It's all about buying in. Same thing with affirmations. Saying affirmations, you got to understand that the more that you do that, you raise your vibration and everything starts to happen on time, but you think it's happening really fast. Been there, done that. But then you got the demon inside that says, you know, that stuff's not really true, right? You know, yeah. Again, you guys have seen, if you're old enough, where you have the angel on your right side and the devil on your left side, you know, in cartoons and stuff like that. Yeah, same. But we're all being challenged, but we're up for the challenge. That's the thing. Only we revert back to, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Stop. Because that's not truly who you are. But when a big challenge comes up, like I've got to tell them by July the 1st if I'm staying or not. Well, that's 19 days from now. Like, okay, guys got it. Am I looking for an apartment? Am I staying here? Am I moving to Tunisia? Am I moving to Hawaii? Am I moving to Maine? Where am I going? And that can be frightening sometimes, right? It can be frightening. I believe because of my flow, because of my understanding that wherever they take me, it's for a reason. Now that I'm untethered in Metro Detroit, been here September 1st, it'll be 15 years. I'll start my 15th year, so it's been 14 years. Yeah. My address is 3369. Well, it's all about the abundance from the numbers. It's all about everything with the numbers. And they picked this apartment for me. Of course, it's 3369, right? Hello. Didn't know it then. Kind of a muggle. So we're all going through this process, and it truly is about us being able to talk ourselves down, because it's not really that high up. We don't go to velocity 10 anymore at all. We probably would have 5 or maybe 4, but it feels like a 10. because you're coming to the end of your cycle. Okay? That's what's going on now. And as the fog lifts, as the fog dissipates, and we're able to look out over the valley, let's say, because we're up here, you'll be like, wow, I didn't think it was this. I didn't think it was that. I didn't think it was that high, man. I didn't think it was that ascended. Oh no, you're all ascended. You're definitely ascended. See? So as we go forward for the next 6 months, it's all about the astrology to tell us what's what and who's who, right? That will help us navigate the rest of this year and all of next year. We'll be getting more and more into astrology, watching the Pam Gregory's and things like that. Don't have to understand it. Just listen for when they talk about the basic stuff. This and this planet with this planet has to do with this, and know it, and get your birth chart out. Trust me, get your birth chart out until you learn it. What is in each house, right? You'll be able to forecast yourself through any turmoil that you have. And they will bring you a meditation to fit that turmoil. But you have to give them the power, the flow, whatever you want to call it, to bring it to you. Because humans have that barricade up. Every one of us do. That's our third dimensional self, right? On alert all the time, ready to punch, ready to run, ready to whatever, in survival mode. That's all coming to an end. And so we have less resistance to that, right? We do. Like, okay, it doesn't seem that bad. Kind of like a Mercury retrograde, right? Some are good, some are terrible. Some are in the middle, depending on where Mercury is in your birth chart. See? And as we know those types of things, we can actually navigate with our guides how to get through it. Knowing that it goes from a 10 to a 3 sometimes in BS, in stoppages, in frustration. It's about frustration, right? They're trying to have you have a different reaction. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Depends upon your energy of the day. But no one's energy is up here all the time. That's a fallacy. That's a fallacy. Might be for a couple hours, but guess what? No one's living in 5D, hypersensitive, hyperhuman, and everything in their life is glorious. We're still living in 3D, everybody. So if anybody on the internet, anybody on TV, anybody anywhere says that they are, run, because it's not true. Take it from the Capricorn, it's not true. Simply because we're not able, unless we stay in our house all day, to keep a vibration that high without watching TV, without doing anything at all, but staying inside our cocoon. Well, you can't survive in that. You can't survive in that cocoon. You need human interaction for you to go further and higher, because it's the collective. It's not one. It is absolutely not one person. Okay. Next thing is that in the next 6 months, the universe is going to put you in the same situation as you've been in the past to see how your reaction is. See if it's different. Okay? And that's important, because sometimes we will say, me included, what did I do? Oh my God, what did I do to make me such a target? You know, what, did I have a bad past life? Did I, again, ego 3D, 3D ego 3D, right? That's what it is. But when you feel like that, you need to voice it. You need to voice it, because it is so important not to keep that stewing inside your heart, inside your body, okay? Because they're going to get less and less through the end of the year, Spirit says. Less and less through the end of the year, right? But if they come up, if the same thing comes up, like finances or food or money in general, my job, my dog, my parents, my friends, right? Then you have to look how you are reacting to that, right? Because other people around you for the next 6 months are going to irritate the hell out of you. especially if they get you frustrated. Okay? And also, if they do get you frustrated, it shows you, okay, who needs to leave next? If they're not serving you, right? If their vibration is at your vibration, or maybe it's a little bit under, if they don't treat you properly, right? Where they text you every other week, or they don't text you at all. They call you and it rings 3 times, but then they hang up because they don't think that you're around, but they don't leave a message saying that they called. Okay? Going to a picnic and them not showing up, or to a birthday party, them not showing up, right? Or you not showing up. It goes both ways, right? But what you have to do is you've got to have your big boy pants on, big girl pants on, and go, okay, that's been happening to me for like 3 years now. Maybe 4, maybe 10. I just never noticed it before, right? Because sometimes we're friends with people we're not supposed to be friends with over time. People in our family. Guess what? You're meant to grow up together. That's all the similarity you have to have. Unless you can both get on, like the family, mom, dad, whoever, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, that you don't need to see anymore. Because they interfere with your life, like back in the day, right? Where family was all involved in everybody's decisions. No, not anymore. Because that was survival, right? That was true survival mode, where the family, the extended family, all had interaction with everybody's children, everybody's husband, everybody's wife. It doesn't happen like that anymore. Not supposed to. Why? Because we get separated from that because it no longer serves us. See? And that's going to happen more and more in the next 6 months. Okay? We do have, and I've talked about this about every week, that Pluto goes back into Capricorn the 2nd of September. What does that mean? Capricorn is the zodiac sign of the government, of your structure in your life, your job, everything. Okay? Capricorn encompasses all of it. All of it. And with Pluto there for just 2.5 months during the election, unfortunately, it's going to be rough and tumble. Anything that you have not made peace with is going to come up. With your house, with your apartment, with your job, government, blah, 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 right? The thing that you don't want to do is get all caught up in this stuff where the country's going to be gone. It's going to be, the world's going to end this year. No, it's not. The currency's going to fail. No, it's not. That's not the way that they set it up. Now, to the Muggles, they believe that because somebody down the way talked about it. And you know how gossip happens and the story changes about every fifth person, right? So that goes from the 2nd of September until the 24th of November. Okay, it will seem rocky, let's say, but for most of us, we understand, good or bad, doesn't matter what your side is, doesn't matter, that we believe that we're right, and we'll see governments around the world change, flip, because it's a new world, right? And those countries, like we did in 2016, had to be disrupted. Okay, had to be disrupted, and we've had our disruption. 16. Okay, other countries have not, so they have to go through the disruption. Again, everything's going to be fine. Okay, everything's going to be fine. Now, there was one more thing that they wanted me to talk about. Oh, this. So I was watching Pam Gregory sometime last weekend, and she was with Pixie, forget her name. I think I talked about those last week, and another guy. It was his show, all in England, and Spirit gave us a preview months ago. I think it was like maybe March, April, maybe earlier, but I know maybe it was last year. Okay. About how about how as we go through the transformation, the United States is the country, because we're the youngest country on the planet, that is a superpower. We are being the catalyst for the transformation. Okay? And that's just because of the economic power that we have and the military power that we have, but because we have the influence across the world we engage in things usually that are good for the country, and it ripples out to the rest of the world. They gave me that confirmation on whatever day I watched it, and I was so happy because I didn't know how it was going to happen, right? I didn't know, again, I channel, and they say things that I'm just fascinated by because sometimes I watch the show, don't critique it. I just go, wow, check that out. But they gave me the confirmation that's what's going to happen starting this fall, okay? It already flows outwardly, right? The energy flows out from the United States. It is like a pebble in the water. You drop a pebble in the water and it ripples, right? Well, everything that's going on with us this fall is going to ripple across the planet, all right? Outside of Pluto being in Capricorn. But I know their governments aren't as strong as ours. So we'll see some things change, okay? As America changes, the world changes. It takes time, but I felt pretty good about that. Because when Spirit said something to me during the show back then, I'm like, well, that's kind of fascinating. I think we're talking about Neptune that day too. Because I got all this new Neptune stuff from watching Pam's show. And this is going to be pretty cool that as things shift, it's going to be devastating for some people, Spirit says, okay? Because the norms are going to fall as they're falling now, all right? And that's because we have to be through this transformation to come out the other side after the election, okay? 2025 is the next chapter in our ascension. And it's going to be a glorious 2025. Is there still going to be some stuff? Oh, yeah. Again, we got here, 240 years, 245 years? Well, guess what? There's going to be some stuff that we're like, okay, why is that happening? But on the good side of things, we'll feel better about who we are, okay? We'll feel better about the country, the world, because the 25th of November, Pluto leaves Capricorn and goes into Aquarius for 20 freaking years. So in most of our lifetimes, okay, and I expect to live to like 120, so I think I'm going to be able to see it go into Pisces. We get to see this magnificent transformation of us, of the environment, of mankind, of our friends, our family, our spiritual self, our higher self, doing things that we never thought we could do, right? Teleporting yourselves around the world, let's say, in 10 years, right? Talking without speaking through our third eye. See? Things that we never thought, if we did think about it, we never thought would happen. But on 2025 to 2030, things are going to happen so fast, we're going to be caught up in the transformation, in the energy that is moving us forward into fifth dimension. And that's a whole different cool thing, because we're returning back to where we came from before we went into third dimension, okay? And there's all kinds of reveals and things like that in 2025, 2026, right? So whole new policy, Spirit says, whole new environmental policy, whole new government policies and worldwide policies. Is there a chance of another world war? Yes. The third dimension against 5D. Okay? We will be successful, Spirit says. Okay? The fifth dimension is going to win overall. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Because, again, I know the past and the future. Right? No, people not wanting to move forward, the 3Ders, which will, eventually pass. Or the 5Ders who are truly connected to the universe and are global citizens. And we all know that from the way we connect with our guides. And higher realms past that. Now it doesn't seem like that's possible, right? But I'll be honest, I never thought I'd be this guy. Ever in a million years. Was I this calm? Was I this decisive? Was I this okay with being frustrated and letting it go? Doing meditations? Who's that guy? And all of us have shifted. That's what's so beautiful. All of us have shifted. Look back 5 years ago. Who were you then? Not this person. Yeah. See? So, stay tuned. It's going to be fascinating. Fascinating. So, back to Daisy. I may have to do a GoFundMe, or if you want to donate, you can go to billhobart.com. There's a donate tab on the bottom, but it's going to be expensive. And like I said, she's still in bed. She never goes in bed. But today she's really sick, and that frightens me because I don't know if something happens after hours. The emergency vet is $120 an hour, and there's one vet. I know we took Bailey one time. We were there for 4.5 hours and never saw the doctor, and we just left, right? But we spent 4.5 hours at night. I think we left about 2:30 in the morning because Bailey was sick. Yeah. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I've asked, Spirit to be like, okay, you know what? Make sure that's within hours so that Dr. Jill's there, hopefully. But she gets her first surgery on the 24th to be fixed, and I'm hoping it's not back to back with her stomach surgery. With her stomach surgery. But if you'd like to donate, I'd appreciate it because I don't have the money. I do not have the money at all. And having belief that my abundance is coming, right? And that everything's going to be fine. But I'm a Capricorn, I'm her daddy. And so I just don't want her to feel bad. Don't want her to be upset stomach. But that's what it is. It's all moving around in there and it can't come out because it's too big. The nut or the seed. And I know that there's pieces of mulch in her stomach because she eats everything. Today, I have a muzzle that comes for her that's canvas. She's going to hate that. May just put that on her when she's feeling better because she scoops up everything on the sidewalk. She absolutely just is relentless in tracking. That's the golden retriever in her. So, yeah. So if you can help me out, I'd appreciate it. billhobart.com. On the homepage, I'm going to talk to my nephew today about doing a GoFundMe, and I'll put that up on my Instagram and also on my Facebook page. And it might go out in emails too, okay, to help me out with Daisy's health care because it's going to be really expensive. And like I said, I don't have the money. So and that's the first time I've ever admitted to anybody, I'm doing this online, that I don't have the money. I'm not that guy. I will somehow make it. But no, it has to go out to the universe. So I think that's one more mark on the chalkboard of being modest and being who I truly am. Okay? So, yeah. Readings are on sale. Okay? So if you want a reading and you donate, okay, cool. I'll do it, whatever you want. Okay? 15 minutes is $50. 30 minutes is $80. And 60 minutes is $110. That's going to go to the end of the month for the summer solstice. I'll talk about that next week, the summer solstice, on the 21st. Yeah. And, yeah. It's all good. You guys got questions? You know where to find me. Oh, there's it up. Know where to find me, billhobart.com. My phone number's on there too. So I'm not going to give it out over the internet because they'll clone it. So if you need something, let me know. I'm always around. Understand that at about 7 o'clock, 7:30, I will answer anything after that, Eastern time. because I'm trying to wind down. But again, if you need me, I'm always around. I'll answer. You know, I just don't want 12 people to text me on a Tuesday at 7:15 or 7:15, 7:30, 7:35, because it happens like that. I don't know why they plan it like that, but they do. I think it's because I'm so generous. I'm not supposed to be that generous, but you know, I don't want people to have to go through what I went through in my transformation. If we have questions, you gotta have something to ask, right? Because you need an answer. They're not gonna answer you that fast, but I will. So I'll see you next Thursday. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. If you guys need anything, want any information about the Daisy GoFundMe, let me know. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next Thursday.